Okay, children, so we were doing yesterday psychologists at work. Under this heading, we have done different, we have just studied about the work of different kind of psychologists, the clinical, the counseling, and community. These areas are also known as human service areas. Now, the fourth one is under the same heading, psychologists at work, school psychologist. Now, what these people do, these people generally are engaged in making different kind of intervention programs, different kind of policies, and some, some school psychologists are particularly engaged in dealing with the basic, dealing with solving of the basic problems of the students. Somewhere they are also facilitating the communication between parents, between teachers and administrators. So on a whole, they are administrating tests also. They are making new policies also, which are good for academic development of students. They are also facilitating the communication between different people, between school, teachers, executives, administrators. So all these things, all these work comes under the topic school psychologist. Now the last one is organizational psychologist. As we have also discussed this earlier, I think in the last class only, what these psychologists mainly focus upon, these psychologists are dealing with the problems that the executives or the management and employees of that organization are facing. Yes, an organization is having the management, the employer, and the employees, and these people have their different, demands, their different problems. So, organizational psychologists help to deal with these problems. They provide solutions. And what is the other major task? These people also conduct various skill training programs to enhance the effectiveness and efficiency of whom the employees, so that they can give their fullest and it can contribute in the benefit of the organization, right? And mainly there is a department which is known as HRD, Human Resource Development, which takes care of all these things. And basically organizational psychologists are recruited into this department only in any organization, right? So this is all done with psychologists at work. Basically 5 psychologists we have discussed: the clinical, the counseling, the community, the school, and the organizational, right? 5 psychologists. Now the last topic of the chapter, very general, very simple: psychology in everyday life. Now just make this thing clear in your mind that whenever certain general or very common questions asked in this subject, never feel ki you can write anything. Psychologist is a subject where you feel that we can express our feelings, we can express our experiences also, right? And we can write everything in a very general language, in a very general manner. But this will not, get you good marks in board exam. With the general, with the daily life example, with the real life examples, you also have to use the particular content, the relevant content, the meaningful content which is given in your NCERT book. Obviously, you can write it in your own language. I'm not asking you to memorize the things as it is given, but you have to write meaningful content. Now, this is a very general heading, a very general question: psychology in everyday life. If I ask a person who is not a student of this subject, he or she can also write a good essay on this topic, yes or no? But how you will write differently from those people, or how your answer will be different, you have to give it a serious reading. And I always recommend, if you are not in a habit of making notes, so better take a pencil in your hand. Your book is, the NCERT book is in a very good manner, like they have explained it in a very easy, in a very simplifying manner, and also in a very interesting manner. So you don't have to refer any other book, right? But while reading this, keep on underlying. Now, if I talk about particularly this topic, let us just take this example only, how you're going to write. So let us first start that psychology, we just, as we have studied, that it is a subject which satisfies some of the curiosities of our mind about what human nature, right? We usually think that why people behave in certain manner, why people have different personalities, right? These questions are very general. So we will start like this, that this subject satisfies some of the curiosities of our mind about human nature. And this will be a point. Yes. Now, along with this, it is also a subject that offers solutions to a variety of problems. There are various issues, various challenges, various problems in our daily life, right? So this is a subject which is offering you solutions. This is a subject which is guiding you. This is a subject which is providing you direction. So you'll start your answer in this manner. Never start with giving any irrelevant example, whatever coming in your mind. No, it will not help you in getting good marks. You will get marks. Obviously, nobody could cut the marks. But for getting good marks, you have to really write a very meaningful content. And always keep on underlining the things. So when you memorize the things, when you prepare for your exams, you will just see the key term, and then you can write a good answer on that, based upon that key term only. Now next, now come upon the example as they have given. Now, as we said, this subject is offering solutions to many problems. Now we have to write in our answer that what are those problems. We have to give some examples of the problems. They are saying that this subject is dealing with the various kind of problems, be it related to your social life, be it related to your personal life, be it related to your work life, right? As a student, be it related to your academic life, right? So you can give any example, as they have given that a girl, how she is dealing with her alcoholic father, or how a mother is facing all kind of challenges in an upbringing of a special child, you all understand, mentally retarded child, right? And apart from these, this subject is dealing with lots and lots of other problems related to, you have to name them, related to your health, environment, social justice, women development, intergroup relations. Lot of examples are given. Just remember some of them and write it down. Now, next point comes under the same heading, psychology in everyday life, that the potential of psychology in solving the problems of life is being realized more and more, right? It is in a developing state, this subject. But now the importance is increasing day by day. As we have discussed, that now this subject is needed in almost every area of our life. So now who is playing a very important role in making this subject very fruitful, very important? Media, right? Mass communication, the media. How come? You can see many times that there are different shows in which certain counselors, certain therapists, certain psychologists, certain psychiatrists are invited, right? And they just give information, they guide the people on certain issues. As during this COVID-19 also, this pandemic, which we are experiencing right now, you must have seen on different news channel, there is a panel, right? Panel means 4 to 5 people are invited to speak, to discuss, to have a debate on a particular topic, right? So you must have not noticed that this time psychiatrists and psychologists also were invited in discussing particularly this coronavirus topic, right? Why? Because during this lockdown period, many people are suffering from many kind of psychological disorders. And if I talk about ourselves, we are not suffering from any disorder, but you must have realized that during this lockdown, some behavioral problems are there. You sometimes, there are lots of mood swings. Sometimes you feel very low. Sometimes you start missing your school because you're not able to go outside, you're not able to talk to your friends, there is no social interaction, real life experience has become so less. So all these changes are very new for all of us, right? So these things are, generating some kind of abnormalities in our behavior, and that is particularly normal. There is nothing to worry about. On one day we become very depressed, very low, very low in energy, but on the very next day we again become normal. So these are the things which these psychologists and psychiatrists have discussed on the news channel, and the laymen, the common people also came to know about different aspects to see this particular problem of COVID-19. This is a very general example, right? We can give it. Now, the media has played a very important role. You can give this point. After that, what you can write, that the principles and methods of psychology, what we have learned, we can help them all in, we can use them all in analyzing and understanding ourselves. See, first, there is a need to understand ourselves. Never start with understanding of others until and unless you are not clear about your perception. So self-perception is a very important thing. It is the foremost requirement. So you have to understand yourself, you have to analyze yourself, and in doing all these things, which subject is helping you? Psychology, right? So you can write that methods and principles of psychology help us to analyze and understand our behavior, and then you can relate that after understanding yourself, you can also relate yourself to others in the society. There is an interaction goes on between you and many people, right? So there is an interaction, social interaction is going on, and how can you understand it? How can you improve your behavior? How can you increase your capacities? How can you improve your self-esteem, your self-efficacy, right? Certain things are there. How can you self-control yourself? So certain things are there. Just go on step by step, point by point, and real life examples are always welcome. Apart from your book, if you would like to give example, but it should be relevant to the topic, right? So this was all about psychology in everyday life. And with this, we complete this chapter number 1, revision of chapter number 1, right? Ma'am, you can stop the recording.